Hello everyone, and welcome to Jones Act Survival. It's finally time. The meat rabbits, they're old enough now to be bred, so I'm going to do that today. There's a few things that have been added in here. I mean, you guys saw when I built this cage, I went ahead and built one more. And I put a wood stove in here. I had one that was laying around here. It's a real old stove, and I'll show it to you in a second, but I'm going to get that going because I have to take and add some feeders. I think I'm going to, with the 3 rabbits, I'm going to put each of them in its own 4-foot cage right now, so they got a little bit more room to run around and stuff. And so I'm going to take care of that, but I'm going to get that stove going first because it's like 16 degrees outside, and it's even cold in here. So anyway, it's time to breed the rabbits. Alright, well, like I said, I put in a wood stove in here. This one was actually in this little lean-to. If you guys saw the video of this area before I went and closed it in, this was in here already, and it was so damn heavy I couldn't get it really out of here. So it's an old stove. This one was built in 1979, but these stoves go back to 1940 when they first started doing them. And I'm actually going to do a video on this, so we'll just wait. But anyway, I got it hooked up, and we're going to fire it up right now so we get a little heat. Alright, well, it's warmed up in here quite a bit, and I need to add one more feeder here because once they're bred, I'm going to have to keep the females separated. I actually should have them separated right now when they were growing. They grow faster and it's better, but I just kept them in one because at first, I only have the one cage. So I'm going to add this feeder into this one, and eventually the little ones will go in here. That's why I have a bigger feeder, but for now I'll just put one of the does in here after she gets bred. Okay, well, there's a couple of things that we have to keep in mind when we're breeding the rabbits. A couple different ways that they do it. The first thing, for sure, what you want to do is you always bring the doe over to the buck's cage. You never bring the buck over to the doe's cage because he's just going to sit around and sniff that cage, and he's not going to get down to business and get it done with. If you bring the doe to the buck, it seems to happen a lot faster. We have to keep in mind this is their first time, so, I mean, it'll take care of itself, but after they've done this a couple of times, they pretty much know what's going on. So another thing is when we're doing these, some people will take the buck, put the doe and the buck together for like one day and take them out. Other people bring the doe to the buck, do their business, pull the doe out, but then later, an hour or two later, then bring the doe back to the buck so they can do it again to make sure that she's pregnant. That's what I'm going to do because I want to get these both bred on the same day here, get it written down in the journal so that I know right where it's at. So anyway, hopefully these guys will fumble through this and get it over with quick and stuff, but we're going to give it a try. Alright, so there's one more thing that I'm going to do here before I breed these, and I just about screwed this up, but these are all purebred rabbits and they look the same. Now my buck is a little bit bigger, but he's not a whole lot bigger than the one doe. So what I'm going to do is take a marker, and I'm just going to put a mark inside of the girl's ears, just so I know for sure that we got a girl, so I don't take them out the wrong ones. I'm going to calm down. Okay, everyone, now I left him in there. He's been in there, or she's been in there about 5 minutes, and she kind of sat for him at first, and now he's trying every angle. So I'm going to pull her out now, and like I said, I'll put them back together in a couple hours, but she's not really sitting for him right now anymore, so I'm going to pull her out, and we'll get the next one in there. Alright, she's pulled out now, and she's into her new home. This is a much bigger one for her. The other two are still going to be in smaller pens, but for right now I'll let her run around in a bigger one. Okay everyone, time to just put the second doe in there. I gave him about 15 minutes in between here. Now I'm going to dump her in and see how this goes. Okay, so that first doe, she sat for him pretty good, but this girl is not having anything to do with it, so I'm going to have to leave these together for a little while longer. I mean, he's trying, but she just gets pretty ticked off. Well, I've left these two together for, I don't know, roughly a half hour. I ran up and got gas, and I don't really know if she sat for him or not. I'm not real sure, so, but I'm going to pull them apart for now, and then I'm going to throw them back together tomorrow, and we'll give it one more try. But basically, that's how you breed rabbits, and we'll see how this turns out. Thanks a lot for watching the Joe and Zach Survival Channel.